Alright guys, welcome to my house tour, part 4, the man cave. Actually, I think technically this is part 5 because I think I had 2 part 3s, but you know what I mean. Anyways, I started by taking out the carpet, the padding, and all the tack strips and nails that I could find in the floor, which was a tedious process. Tyler even got in on the demo, which is not as fun for him as it is for me. I was lucky enough to have a friend fly in from Fresno, California to help me skim coat this entire room, including the ceilings. Meet Michelle. We met on Instagram and we're both DIYers, so we formed a quick bond. While the girls are DIYing and fixing the house using tools and stuff, the men are in the kitchen where they should be. Of course, we like to tease. And Tyler wanted to get in on the action, so he stood here for a really long time just to make it in the time lapse for about half a second. I had to slow that clip down so you could even see him. And once we were done skim coating the room, we had to celebrate with a little bit of whiskey. Michelle had never been to Texas before, so we had to take her out to our cowboy club, which was awesome. We even had somebody try to teach us how to rope, which didn't go great, but we learned a lot, and we even got to do karaoke. Well, anyways, back to the man cave. You see here I'm removing the flooring that I had put in just a few days before this? Well, that's because we decided to put some cabinetry in here, and because these floors are supposed to be floating where they can expand and contract, you've got to put the cabinets in first. So I grabbed some unfinished cabinets from Home Depot, and then I got to work priming this in a dark color. And the creepy part about this video is when the camera moves right here, I didn't touch it. It moved on its own. We didn't have anybody else here that day. We might have a ghost. Here is where I cut a hole in the back of the cabinet so that way the outlets will fit through. Then I got to work painting the cabinets. I went with Tricorn by Sherwin-Williams. This is such a pretty and true black. Now let's try the flooring again. This flooring I picked up from Home Depot as well, and it's so pretty. And it's easy to install. This is the very first time I've ever installed flooring. And right here, I put the cabinet doors back on once they were dry. One of our friends had a fandelier, and Tyler decided to get the same one because he was impressed with the amount of airflow it put out. This one's an industrial style. Now, my plan for this room was to use Roman clay, but Roman clay is really expensive, and the company in California was just really hard to get a hold of. So I ended up making my own. I mixed tricorn black and joint compound and rubbed it on just like I did with a skim coating. And because I didn't explain before, skim coating is just getting rid of the orange peel texture and making the walls smooth. And yes, I even did the ceiling. I was so excited to be done with this part. My arms were killing me. But as you can see here, there's not much color variation like Roman clay typically has, so I added a little bit more tricorn black to the mixture and then went over randomly on all the spots to get that color variation we were looking for. I'm a flight attendant full-time, so while I was away on a trip, Tyler's wall control panels came in, and he could not wait to get them up and get all of his tools organized. He was really excited about this part. Last time I shared this man cave, people had a lot of strong opinions about not putting tools in the house, but I disagree. I think your house should be perfect for exactly how you're going to use it. Then we had these faux beams come in from Akina Millwork, and I was super excited to get them installed. That 12-foot beam weighed maybe 5 pounds. I started by putting 2x4s on the ceiling where we'd be hanging the beams. I either put them in a stud or with drywall anchors. I ordered this beam a little bit longer than we needed it so we can cut it down to the perfect size. It was super easy to cut since it's polyurethane. You could easily cut it with a handsaw. We put the beam up over the 2x4s and then just used my brad nailer to nail the beam into place. Like I said, this beam is super lightweight and it held just perfectly like that. I even framed out the windows in here with 1x3s around all 3 of them and then 1x2s around the middle one, and I painted it alabaster by Sherwin-Williams. I've done this throughout my whole house. After that, I taped everything off and then used a spray primer to prime the windowsills and then went back over that in a satin black. I really love this look. It makes the windows pop and it's perfect for the man cave. And the most satisfying part is taking off all of that tape. But then I was left with these beige grids that were on the inside of the glass. So I ordered these little plastic pieces that you put over the grids to make them look black, and it really pulled the whole thing together. These were super easy to install. You just cut them down with scissors and then you stick them to the window with this double-sided tape that it comes with. And look how perfect those look. We even included a whiskey bar in here. It's funny to me how many negative comments I got in this room, mainly from women saying their husbands don't deserve a room like this of their own, or something like that, which is insane to me. The rest of the house is pretty much mine to decorate as I see fit. So him having one room inside the house and not in the garage, I think is the least I can do. We call this a man cave, but it's really his bike shop where he goes to work on customers' bikes to make a little income on the side. He doesn't use this space to get away from me, like a lot of the comments were saying. He's a hard worker and works pretty much 24/7, and if this makes him happy to work on bikes on the side, that's what he deserves. Plus, I think for the most part, with obviously exceptions, you pretty much get what you give in relationships. And then here's a little funny behind-the-scenes content creation.
Are we doing hands on hips or how she suggested? 1, 2, 3. Okay, drinks. You're so It's actually, that one's mine. Got it. Okay, clean, shop. Okay, let's see what happens. 2, 3, shop.
Now stay tuned for part 5, or 6? I don't even know at this point. This will be my master closet house tour, the room where I had to put all the cabinets together inside the closet because they were way too big to fit through the door. And look how big those are compared to me. Like, really? This is crazy.